and play.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah. Absolutely amazing.
All right, guys. Here we go. We're about to start. Again, our referee, Mike Cummings. This is in the losers bracket. It is best of 5. The loser of this is done and out of the tournament. First face-off goes to Brandon. There's that kind of cut that goes to the cross straight side, so right side of the goal. So it's really like a power straight cut, but it goes, like I said, right side. Very unorthodox to kind of actually experience that when you're watching it. One of the best players that I've ever known to utilize that shot, Albert Ortiz.
Really?
Yeah, Razzle Dazzle.
Razzle Dazzle himself.
Yes. He had an amazing cut shot that actually went to the cross straight and right side of the goal. So, and he would do it off of the serve as well, and you would flinch over to your right, which is the wrong way every time. All right, 2-0 now, Brandon.
So no one knows this about me, so you have to keep it a secret.
Uh-oh.
I used to go to this place called Mount Tasia every week and would practice all of Razzle Dazzle's moves for like maybe 3 hours and probably spend like $10 on tokens to make this happen. And as you probably can tell, it did not work.
Let me tell you, Razzle Dazzle was a phenom in our sport, and love Albert Ortiz. What he brought to the sport, and the level he brought to the sport, and he still comes and plays every now and then, but we don't see him enough. All right, 3-0 now, Brandon. Really,
just a dark horse.
Yeah, he's really pushing David right now, and really testing David's defense. Looks like David is still kind of playing at a ferocious pace.
Definitely trying to figure that out.
Yeah, well, oof. And right there's a great example of why he does not need to be playing at that ferocious pace. It's late in the tournament. You get tired, not just physically, but mentally.
Yeah, get the chess game going a little bit. Maybe just
good block there by David. But again, down 4-0.
Puck and play.
Slow it down.
All right.
Take your time. Make good quality shots. Make Brandon work. Right now, he's hitting it to Brandon.
It's true.
So there's a difference there. There's making shots on Brandon, or there's hitting it to him. And right now, he's just kind of hitting it back to him.
Yeah. I think he's just trying to see, like, all right, which shot's going to go in versus, I'm going to set up for this shot to go in.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta impose your will on your opponent. There, that was much better. To a slower drift, more deliberate shot, and he had results.
It's fast.
But you got to D up right afterwards. Brandon's got some offense. He's explosive.
He does.
So, all right, it's now 5-1, Brandon.
Loving the Photon Blitz shirt.
Yeah. I still, unfortunately, haven't been able to actually play in one of those, and maybe one day I'll be able to.
We'll get you in.
Yeah.
We can be partners.
Okay. I don't even know how it works, to be quite honest, if I'm being honest.
They call me the Blitz King. So
are you the Blitz King?
I am the Blitz King.
Oh.
I did make my own name that.
Good transition. Well, does that mean it doesn't count?
I think it does. I've gotten second quite a few times. 6-1.
Yeah, game point 1, and now 7-1.
7-1.
A little bit of a statement game there from Brandon.
This reminds me though of the Steve game. Didn't the first game, it was kind of a blowout like this?
Yep. So let's see what this advice is here. And I bet Jacob's probably reminding him of that. So we'll see.
Yeah, there we go. That guy looks good.
He looks great, man. Looks great.
I got to get me some of that gear.
So I know Jacob, it's probably his first time ever seeing a camera, so he wanted to get up and close,
All
close and
right,
personal
ready
with
for
it.
game 2.
All right, game 2 now.
Come to the ready.
Great ref as always.
Oh yeah.
All 4 showdowns. Since this ref, Mike Cummings.
Okay.
Yes.
Familiar
Yeah,
last name.
bit. Okay.
You know,
When I raise up, pucks in play. Good luck.
definitely one of the greatest fathers and one of the greatest father figures.
Lost the mallet.
Oh, lost the mallet there.
This guy doesn't like NC. You saw that? Just threw his mallet at the side.
He doesn't. I guess he's still upset about that Steve Olson comeback.
He is. He's taking out his fellow Houstonian.
All right. David ready. All right, Brandon ready.
All right.
Puck and play.
Good get there by Brandon. And I'm not seeing Brandon rush it right now at the moment. That's a good thing.
Good
shot. Good shot. It's 1-0. So part of what helped Steven with that comeback was Brandon did rush a lot of his offense.
Yeah.
If he just slowed it down and took his time and made good delivered shots like he's doing so far this game.
And then Steve also slowing it down. I think.
Yep.
I was wondering if David was going to get that advice.
2-1.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I'm sure that is what took place. All right, here we go. Here now.
Definitely a longer setup for sure.
Yes, and again, that's that. David doesn't realize how much of a better player he is when he's doing that. And it'll take him so much further, in tournaments, challenge, just anything, even photon blitz.
Yeah.
Even that format.
Does his play style remind you of anyone?
I see a lot of different variations in it. I mean, when he's doing the reverse circle drift, I see a little bit like Brian Acrocco.
True. I see Connor a little bit. Just like,
Connor.
Connor gets in that zone, he speeds up. It looks a little bit like this.
When I see Connor and he's doing the reverse, I think of his brother.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
So I think of Colin and the speed. Because Connor also loves to really ramp up the RPMs. On that reverse circle drift and hit that ridiculous cut that his brother taught him.
Gets my heart rate too high too. Ramping up everything.
Yeah. And then at the Worlds, what does Colin do? When he had to play his brother, he said, I created that shot, so you can't hit that on me.
Yeah.
So he took that cut away, and Connor was kind of dumbfounded, like, you weren't supposed to do that, man. But Colin had the better of him this time, and we'll see what happens next time. A little brotherly love there, that's for sure. And I did mention, that somebody's expecting earlier in the cast here, the broadcast.
I got a great photo to tell me. Sent me a photo of I don't even really understand the joke, to be honest with you. It was an Eggo waffle box, but he put a P in front of it. And so I was like, Prego. And I was like, is this what you're telling me right now? Like, all right, I'll take it.
Lost them out.
As long as I get a wallet too.
Oh, that's funny.
Ready, sir?
That's funny.
Puck and play.
Yeah, just so proud of the man that Colin has become, representative, the United States Air Force.
4-1, ready?
You'll have to visit him in Hawaii.
Officer. Yeah, man.
Jump on that surfboard.
There will
I
be
could
that
see
for
it.
me. I am the surfboard.
5-1.
5-1.
Yeah, Brandon's just on a roll right now.
Yeah.
Nice shot
like
by David, and those are the kind of things he needs to do right there. It was a good release, a good hard cut release, and then to develop where he holds that even longer. And to hold it a little longer, that means the drift has to be a little slower.
Game point 2.
But right now, Brandon's got him moving everywhere defensively because of the speed, and it's just got him flustered. So he's got to slow down everything, not just his drifting, but
game point 3.
the way he's playing defense as well.
Right.
All right, game point 3 now.
Just got to build some momentum.
Yeah. And again, this is why yes, it's okay to lose, even if you're down 6-0, but if you're trying, and even if you score 1 or 2 points, it might be very important points that you have a realization of this is what I need to do to score on this guy. And then the next thing you know, the next game, it's a lot closer, or maybe even pull off the win. And next thing you know, it's a match. And next thing you know, you're on the winner's side.
Right.
So, yeah, let's see what happens here. It's one possession at a time, one puck at a time.
I love this drift when he's doing that.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Timeout.
Good timeout.
Brandon calling timeout. I think, again, just kind of reset a little bit.
Yeah.
Say, you know what? I kind of sense him
10
getting a little
seconds. Ready?
more comfortable.
Yep. Put some ice on the fire for
Let me
sure.
reset.
And there you go. That's
Cut
the
straight.
thing.
So now
All right, 7-3.
2 games to 0. Brandon, he's definitely in control of this match thus far.
Right. So we're going to probably hear some coaching that I'm excited to hear about. And then after, I got a question for you. Okay?
Okay,
So don't let me
okay.
forget that.
That cut, man.
Is there another puck right there?
Like 4 or 5 of those on you. I know it's hard. It's deceptive. You got the fast right wall. Okay. And that right wall over was clicking, man. When you shot it, it scored. You did well with that. Can you hit it consistently? Yeah, man. I would do that.
Love it. Okay,
I love
so
the way he coaches too.
yeah, so first thing he did, right? I'm going to point it out for everybody
All right,
out
going
there.
game
First
3.
thing Vince said, talked about defense.
Yes.
So
right.
the cut. Get
Yeah.
rid of that freaking cut. Stop the freaking cut. That's what's killing them. And then obviously the right wall after that, right? But I mean, take away that freaking cut. So all right, here we go. Game 3.
And sometimes you get so worked up in the offense. I remember one time I finished a game, and then I was talking to Colin, and he was like, all right, what was the shot that went in 4 times in a row? And I didn't even know. I wasn't paying. I was just so focused on what shot's going to open up.
Yep.
So he had to tell me. All right, so the question I had for you earlier.
Okay.
You're down 2 games to 0. Both of those games weren't necessarily in your favor, like not too close. What's your game plan going into this possible tournament elimination game?
Yeah. So that game plan is all, for me, again, centered around defense, right? Exactly what Vince just said. I would like, there's no way he's getting a cut in on me.
Shut down the best shot.
He may get something else. He may get
Yeah.
the cross. He may get the right bank, or the left bank, but he's not getting the cut.
Yeah.
If he gets the cut, I'm cutting off my arm. That's literally
Okay.
that's literally how I'm gonna feel, right?
Yeah.
And when you do that, all of a sudden now you are imposing your will
Yeah.
on the offensive player. So they got to hit something else that they have to hit, and it's a game changer. So all right, we got is that 2-1, 2-2, 2-2 after that score by David. There you go. He was sitting on there. Nice
3-3.
shot there.
Oh,
Cross
3-3.
straight. Yeah.
Three, 4.
3-4 now from Brandon. Nice
4-4.
left wall over.
All right, we got
from
4-4.
David. Beautifully executed. Yeah, little 1-2 action by Brandon there. He was off the mark. He did get by the defensive David. He wasn't ready for that. When you play guys like Brandon, you gotta be ready for it. And
Yeah.
again, there's that explosive right bank.
But I like that he was trying to stop that cut. He
No,
sat on it a
absolutely,
little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
I liked it.
You got to sit on that cut.
He must be listening to the stream.
No, you listen to his coach. You listen to
Yeah.
Vince. A little
Oh.
flub
Fourth set
in.
point.
Yeah, match point 4 now.
And he's been playing so much better.
Yeah, unfortunate, because again, when you finally start playing a little better, and then something like that
5
drops.
set point.
So that one was the release that opened that up. Brandon moved so badly.
Yeah.
It wasn't a super accurate cut.
Stop the cut. That
But
was good.
it was effective because of that release.
Yeah.
So good job there. But he's got to hold off Brandon here to have a chance at this.
I love that he stopped that cut earlier too.
Yep. All right. Well, I like he was taking his time. Again, this is, there's a process. Oh, there it is. Brandon hits that shot.
was doing
so
so
well.
good, yes.
Yeah, he hits it so well.
It's like the
It-
sniper
it's-
shot.
Yeah, it's right of center, and
Yes.
it goes to the left side of the goal. So
That's-
you are back again.
Back again
How many more times are you going to come back here?
until the finals.
Hell
done.
yes. All right, I like to hear that.
Yeah.
So great job. You rolled him really the first 2 games.
Yeah.
I think he kind of felt, you probably felt he was kind of catching on a little bit, starting to
Yeah.
play a little stronger.
Exactly.
At the end there. So I love the fact that you kind of slowed it down, made a
Yep.
few more delivered shots. So shows a lot of maturity in your game. So I love seeing that.
Thank you.
So what are your thoughts? You got You know, we didn't get a chance to talk. I know you were up big on Steve.
Yeah.
I know that's probably in the back of your head a little bit.
You know, honestly, I knew Steve was going to be a tough competitor coming in.
Yep.
And I gave him a lot of points. I made mistakes. He played better. He defended. He came back.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
no matter how many points I scored on myself, he defended my shots, right?
Yep.
So I'll see you in the final.
Awesome. So, and I'm going to point this out
Yeah.
too, as well, that I'm really proud of you about, is how positive you were, even in that loss and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know, that shows a lot of maturity as well. So,
And,
so good job with that.
I've been really working on that a lot, you know, especially at my family's here. I don't want to make embarrass in front of everybody. And I want to bring a performance, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to make a name for myself that's not the angry guy, right? And I had a little slip up there against Steve Olsen. Steve. And guess what? It kind of showed me. It's like, guess what? You want to go back and be yourself? Guess you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
All right. So now get yourself back together, get mature, come back, and win it.
Yeah, good job, man. And I look forward to your next match. And like I said, just keep doing it, keep growing.
Yeah.
And the sky's the limit, brother.
Thank you.
All right, man. Good job, Brandon.
Thanks.